tell us about the Multinix tool. How did it start? And then what is it actually?
As a nurse and a respiratory therapist, oftentimes I would look for tools to do the jobs that I need to get done around the hospital. And I was always having to improvise. And I'd always have nurses come to me and ask me, hey, can you unscrew this? Or can you unscrew that? What do we use as a nurse? Well, we're supplied with scissors or hemostats, which is basically a forceps. But that's just two functions, and that's not what it was designed for. It's not so much what the tool does as the time that's wasted. As a nurse, you don't have one patient, you have several. So if I step into a room and I go to untwist an IV to be able to change out fluids, and I can't untwist it, I look for a hemostat, which was never intended to do that. You're using it as a set of pliers. And you can crack the line because of the straight, narrow planes. So let's just say you don't have it, and you step out the room. And when you step out the room, they go, get this. Where are you getting it from? First of all, are you getting it either from a friend that you're interrupting, or you're getting it from a supply room? And then you see that doctor you've been waiting on. So you go talk to that doctor, and then on the way back, a patient's family member stops you, and then you hear the other IV down the hall that's beeping, and then you get called overhead. So something that should have took 5 seconds, it's ridiculous. The concept here was, why couldn't we have one simple tool that would eliminate a lot of those little quick tasks that we do every day? Not so much that it directly affecting the patient, because you're not using this on the patient. It's just for all the multiple packages and the bandages and all that stuff that we're having to open every day. And you may not know this, but 87% of the nurse population is female. But a large majority of them are over 50, and they're starting to have dexterity issues, my mother-in-law included. And that was the ask for the bottle opener. Every profession has a tool made for them. Other than a stethoscope and a pair of scissors, we don't have anything. Our product's autoclavable, which is heat, pressure, steam. Doesn't need to be. But we did it just because we want to ensure, we know that infections are one of the major things besides killing each other, which is also bad, right? But it's also one of the number one non-reimbursement issues for the hospital.
So you've got this all in one here. What are your favorite features on it?
You can grip with the front like pliers, untwist IVs, but it also cuts. But there's a flat blade on the front. You can scrape tape off the monitors, split pills in packages, that sort of stuff. And then right here in the middle is an oxygen key. And it's always missing when you need it. It's kind of like that pin at a bank, it's supposed to be chained up, and it was, but somebody
you got is the chain.
Somebody still took it. The other features are like the razor blade and that sort of jazz. The main point was I'm trying to replace the hemostat and what we're attempting to use it for. We're trying to use it as a pair of pliers. We're trying to use it as a screwdriver. But it's not designed for that. And I've actually seen some people get hurt trying to use these flimsy hemostats doing things. The idea we want to do with the hemostat is you want to be able to just kind of clip it to your shirt.
Okay.
People say, well, you don't have a belt loop for that thing? Like, do you know a nurse that wears belts?
Right.
Nope. We have big pockets in the front. The issue is we usually have our pockets full of everything else. Right. And I usually have a pair of scissors or a pair of hemostats, but I never usually have what I need at that time. And when I don't need it, I have 20 of them.
Okay. Every woman out there is going to be able to relate to this. That's exactly what happens in my handbags.
Right.
I'm lucky to have my driver's license and my keys to the car, let alone who knows what else I need for whatever meeting I'm going to. And having something that is easy, compact, and everything is together, so neat.